Alrighty, I am also going to be recording tonight's session, so if anyone from your teams, colleague, peer, anything like that, if they aren't able to join us live, I will go ahead and send out the replay link about 24 hours after we air the session tonight. All right, so keep an eye out for that. Perfect. So just to cover some logistics, my name is Jay Lisa Swain. Like I said a moment ago, I am the Director of Customer Experience here at Teamzy, and I'm very, very excited to talk to you guys about Teamzy tonight. But more than anything else, I want to give you a first glimpse for some that are thinking about Teamzy for the first time. Or if you've already jumped into Teamzy and you're thinking, I have a few questions, I just want to take a look at some things in real time, then you're in the right place. Because I'm going to touch on a little bit of everything tonight. So here's what I've got planned. First, we're going to jump right into Teamzy. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to start with setup, because I know setup can be that uncomfortable point, okay? And whenever you're transitioning into a new system, it can be a little bit tricky when you're thinking, will all of my information be where I think it's going to be? Am I going to know how to use the information once it's in there? So tonight, we're going to go ahead and cover all of that. I'm going to show you how quickly and easily you can set up the system, access information, edit, and change as you move forward. And then we're going to talk about how to be a hashtag Power Hour boss with Teamzy. Because really the beauty of an online tool like this is it is going to help you leverage those really busy times when you don't have 2-3 hours to devote to your business every day. Sometimes it's 20-30 minutes. So I'm going to show you the features that you should really focus on so that you can get the most out of the system every day. Last but not least, we're going to talk about following up like a pro, because I know it and you know it. The fortune is in the follow-up, but it can be that uncomfortable place for people. They think they're nagging or I'm annoying them, I don't want to bother. Guys, following up is an act of love. You're just showing up when you said you would in a world full of disappointments, okay? It's nice to know that the person they chose to guide them on this journey is actually going to be there. So when you're ready to set follow-ups, I'm going to show you how quickly and easily you can do that in Teamzy. So you're not having to grab for a calendar or, Post-it notes or whatever the case may be right now. You'll be able to have everything in one place so that you can be more effective and efficient in your day-to-day. So that's everything that I've got planned tonight, and then we're going to go ahead and open up the floor to questions that you may have. So if there's a specific scenario, if you're thinking to yourself, I've got a certain question I want to ask, stick with me because I am going to layer in some tips as we go along, but I will set aside some time to answer your specific questions, so stick with me. Now, with regard to questions, go ahead and jot down your questions in the question and answer section. Should be right or left of your screen, depending on the browser that you're using. You can jot down your questions kind of as I'm going through my presentation, and then, like I said, I will circle back to them at the end. So Q&A at the end, we're going to go through setup, power hours, and following up like a pro. Are you ready? Let's do it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you now. So you guys should have access to my Teamzy dashboard. So what I'm going to do first, well, actually, before I move any further, I'm going to go ahead and ask, even though I can't hear your answers, how many of you have taken advantage of the free 30-day trial for Teamzy? You have access to the free 30 days, no credit card necessary. You get to just really jump in and kind of see if the system's right for you. That's really the key to an online system, is using it consistently over time so that you can see the benefit to your business. So we're giving you that free 30 days because we want you to love it, and then know that the investment's a no-brainer in your business. All right, so free 30-day trial, first things first. Once you've got that trial, you can go ahead and log right into your Teamzy. The system is going to go ahead and drop you right into what's known as our setup wizard. It just wants to hold your hand through the setup process. But if you're thinking, I wanted to click around and just kind of check out what Teamzy had to offer, not to worry. You can get back to that setup section by clicking the little wheel in the upper right-hand corner. So we'll click here and head down to Setup Wizard. That's going to redirect us, like I said, to the Setup Wizard process. 3 quick steps, okay? We're going to keep this as painless as possible in the setup portion so we don't lose anyone. Okay, so step number 1 for setting up Teamzy is going to be to create an income goal for yourself. Okay, I like to pause here really quickly because you may have heard different things about Teamzy. It's a great tracking tool, or it's going to help you be really organized. And yes, Teamzy is that, but it's so much more. Teamzy at its core is actually a lead generation system. So it's designed to help you constantly be introducing new individuals to the products and services that you offer as a Rodan and Fields consultant. And honestly, if you're in this to build your business, that's the name of the game. You have to constantly be infusing new lifeblood into your business, introducing new people to the products, the services, whether they be prospects, customers, or already established consultants. It's important to always have a really great sphere of influence because it's the best place to grow from. So our first step in Teamzy is going to be to set an income goal, because Teamzy is going to help you keep track of your income goal by driving you toward it through certain activities. And we'll talk about that here when we actually set up the income goal. All right, step 2 in the setup process. You're going to create a powerful why statement. So if you're thinking to yourself, I've never created a powerful why, or I've heard of it, but I've never done it myself, not to worry, you're in the right place. So your powerful why statement, for any who may not be familiar, is basically going to be your statement, your resounding statement of why you should push through a challenging moment that will present itself in this business. Not if, but will, right? Because this is network marketing, and the truth of the matter is that we're met with objections and just the challenges that come with the rest of our lives. So it can make this industry, this work, very hard. It's important when that's the case for you to be able to put on your armor, to have the tools that you need to be strong, to persevere and be resilient in those moments, because you've got your eyes on the prize. So we're going to help you create that powerful why, okay? And I'll show you more about that in the next step. So third step in the setup process, we are just whizzing along, guys. The third step in the setup process is going to be to import your contacts. I know, this is the meat of setup. And this can be that scary part. Deep breath with me, okay? I promise, no matter what, if you're thinking to yourself right now, I'm not tech savvy, Jay. Everything that you're saying sounds like a foreign language. That's okay, all right? You've got me. I am someone who is incredibly tech savvy. I love this stuff, and I am glad to help you through it. So at the end of my presentation, if you're having that feeling like I have no idea where to start, you can always reach out to me directly, and I'd be glad to help you through through the setup process and to answer any questions you have moving forward. Okay, so let's take a look at what that setup process looks like. Step 1, like we said, we are going to set that income goal. So the one thing I'm going to say here is consider your next 12 months. Some of you are already incredible producers. So take a step back and consider your business. What would you like to grow your business by in the next 12 months? And then pop that number in this field. Now, another thing that I'm going to say is that Teamzy, this income goal does not act as a pretty placeholder in Teamzy. This will actually be used so that Teamzy can crunch for you the number of highly productive activities you need to complete every single day in order to stay on track with your 12-month income goal. So you'll notice there are different features that are sort of built in to help you, okay? To help you leverage those times so that you're not having to manage a business plan, an action plan, and then all of your clients, customers, consultants, and prospects. It's maddening when you consider it that way. But that's when a tool like this really comes into play. So first step, we're gonna set that 12-month income goal. Let's say I've got a goal of $100,000 for 12 months. I will hit continue here, and the system is going to immediately start to crunch those numbers. It lets me know, based on my goal of $100,000, I need to connect 2,899 times over the next 12 months. Whoa. Okay, so maybe that sounds like a lot, and you may need to take a breath at this point, especially if your goal is ambitious. But think, right here and right now, without even hitting continue, how many people you as an individual connect with on a daily basis, let alone weekly, and then monthly, then annually? The number would be staggering. This is just an intentional approach to that. You have decided to set your eyes on your goal intentionally, and you are now going to take a systemized approach to actually achieving that goal. So 2,899 connections. Sounds like a lot. It's all right. Come along with us. The system's going to go ahead and apply the overall breakdown now. It has now taken that 2,899 connections, and it's given me bite-sized chunks. okay? Because the truth is, the difference between an achievable goal and a not so achievable goal is the path you take to get there. It's where your foot goes next. What is my next step? Human nature leads us to deviate, guys. We're going to try and make it up as we go along. You know, the path of least resistance often, but that doesn't usually get us to our goals. So what Teamzy is going to do is create a path for you with achievable milestones along the way, or bite-sized chunks, okay? Not sure how many of you have heard the phrase, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Not to worry, no elephants were harmed in the making of that phrase, okay? The concept here, guys, is just that, what can I do right now without losing sight, you know, getting bogged down and overwhelmed with my annual goals? What do I need to do today, right now, so that I can get back to, you know, the real life that awaits me outside of my office doors? The husband, the kids, the dog, the everything, right? So consider Teamzy as giving you your structure, your immediate path that you're going to take to get from where you are today to achieving your income goal for 12 months from now. So based on that goal, it lets me know, okay, you need to connect with 6 prospects, 4 customers, and 3 consultants every single day. Now that is way more feasible than the 2,899 connects, but it's the same thing. I'm just looking at it differently. Teamzy has given me that bite-sized chunk. I now know what I need to focus on. So if you're thinking to yourself, Jay, I connect with that many people before breakfast, you're awesome, you know who you are, okay? Get in there and get ambitious. You can go for your stretch goal, or you can challenge yourself, whatever the case may be. These goals can always be edited as you move forward if you need to adjust them. If you're thinking, you know what, I'm killing it this year, I'm gonna go for my stretch goal, or I'm gonna try and go for an extra 1,000, 2,000 this year. Whatever the case is, you can always come in here and reestablish those goals. So if you need to customize at this point, you can come in and say, you know what, I want to connect with 8 prospects as opposed to the 6, or whatever the case may be. The same goes for anyone on the call who might be brand new to this industry. If you're thinking to yourself, Jay, I don't have customers and consultants yet, it's okay. That is a temporary status, okay? What you're going to want to do is reallocate the goals from your customers and your consultants over to your prospects tab. So if there's 7 here, I'm just going to add them to the 6 in this column. So that way I'm keeping focus on the number of connections I need to do every day, but I'm doing it with the people that I can serve right now. I'm going to go ahead and apply more focus to my prospects because they'll more than likely convert into customers and consultants down the road. So know that you can go in here and customize this at this point if you need to. So in addition to connections for your prospects, customers, and consultants, you are also going to have a daily goal for invites and additions. Okay, so additions are going to be, so let's start with invites. Invites would be those intentional calls to action, okay? Anytime you send out an invite for someone to join you for an event, a solution tool, product, to try a product, any of the above, okay? Anything that literally calls someone to take action, because those activities get you a little bit closer to your goal. So we've got a specific goal for that too. Now, we've also got a daily ads goal. Because Teamzy is built as a lead generation system, it's going to have you focus on constantly bringing in new people. So consider these goals as well. These can be customized. So if you want to go for more, if you're on a team that's sort of, you know, all out blitzing for invites, or if you've got a team goal for the number of people that you add to your database, or whatever the case may be, know that you can always come in here and actually set those based on your current goal. Okay. So let's say I'm satisfied with the suggested goals. I can hit continue here, and I'm through to the second step in the setup process. That's going to be that creating my powerful why statement. Again, for anyone who feels like they need a little more information, you're thinking, I don't really know where to start. You can always watch this video. What's really cool is our creator and founder, Eric Johnson, actually shares his process for creating his powerful why. So it's an exciting listen, so feel free. All right, when you are ready to dive into creating that powerful why statement, you're just going to take it one question at a time. So we've created this exercise. So no matter if you are, a complete expert at creating your why statement and you've already got it ready to go, or if you're brand new and you're thinking, this seems a little weird to me, just answer a question at a time. Because what we've realized here at Teamzy after 10 plus years of coaching business professionals is that anytime you want to make an outward change, okay, that affects your business, your family, any of the above, it has to start internally. It's got to start with the internal influences, the internal self-talk, all of it. So we've built this exercise in because we believe it to be that vital to the process. So take it a question at a time. Just come along with us, even if you've never done it before. I promise I was one of the biggest skeptics, okay? I looked at this and I thought, that's just a little left field for me. I'm not quite sure how that pertains to my business. The guys on the team say that I'm pragmatic. I have a tendency to be just right to the point, and this just seemed a little fluff, But then I stopped for a minute and I just started answering the questions. Just gave into the exercise. Why did you become a consultant? Well, honestly, in the beginning for me, it wasn't all that deep. An extra $500 a month. What did you hope to accomplish? Well, I hadn't saved $1 since college, so that seemed like a good place to start. For me, in the beginning, it wasn't overly deep. Why is that important to you? Oh, little by little, it starts to work on that part of you that it needs to, even if you're not ready for it, okay? So just answer the questions. Why is that important to you? Well, for me, I married a Marine straight out of college, and we were thinking financial freedom, options, a career path. It starts to take shape. Little by little, the real reason why you get out of bed every day, why you persevere, will start to take shape. So give into the exercise. When you're ready, you'll hit continue. And we are through to the third part of the setup process, which is importing those contacts. I have a couple of tips here, okay? So if you've got a pen and paper, go ahead and grab that so you can jot these down. So first thing that I'm gonna mention is that when you're importing contacts into Teamzy, you should try and keep it in this order, okay? Because I know that you're gonna be bringing in a file from LinkedIn, then from Facebook, then from your back office in many different locations. So with that in mind, I recommend that you begin with your Rodan and Fields, Pulse, customers, and consultants, okay? So this video here will walk you through logging into your Pulse back office, pulling your consultants and your customers list, and then ultimately importing that into Teamzy. I recommend that's where you start, okay? Next, from there, go ahead and bring in your LinkedIn file if you're choosing to export your LinkedIn connections. Because LinkedIn has a lot of great information like contact info, email addresses, phone numbers, things like that. So definitely bring in those LinkedIn connections. Next up from there, any of your personally made color-coded Excel spreadsheets, okay? You all know who you are. The fact of the matter is tools like this didn't exist, so you guys were left to reinvent the wheel. So for those elaborate spreadsheets that have the notes columns and last point of contact, that can in fact be imported into Teamzy. I recommend that you bring that in after your customers and consultants and after your LinkedIn file, okay? So we've done Pulse, customers, and consultants. Then we moved to our LinkedIn file. Then we moved over to our personal Excel spreadsheet that we may have created. Then go over to your email services, Gmail, Outlook, your Mac address book if you're a Mac user, whatever the case may be. Go ahead and bring in those contacts next. Last, but certainly not least, okay? Last should be your social media contacts. So Facebook, or if you're creating a manual Instagram list, those should come in last. The reason that I recommend this is because social media platforms have to adhere to the most stringent security policies. So they cannot release their users' phone numbers, email addresses, things like that, we would think would be useful. But it is still very beneficial for you to bring in those lists because you are creating a master list, okay? An area where people won't fall through the cracks. With a list of 500 or 1,000 names in Facebook, that is an environment that breeds missing things. It just sort of creates a situation that forces you to choose these over those, when you should in fact be choosing a systemized approach to giving everyone attention and time. okay? So definitely bring in your Facebook contacts, but I recommend that they come in last. Okay, so those are my first few tips for importing. Now I've got a couple of tips about the specific exports, okay? We're gonna start with Pulse. Now, when you are exporting from Pulse, I don't have to tell any of you this, you know that Pulse has been experiencing some, how do we say, growing pains, okay? They are doing some updating and changes. The truth is that in the tech world, this happens, where things just go left. You don't necessarily expect it to happen, one thing breaks another, so that's what Pulse experienced recently. With that in mind, your reports might have been affected slightly, okay? For example, your downline report is going to include your preferred customers as well as your consultants. It's also going to include individuals who are not directly sponsored by you. So it may be including consultants and preferred customers that belong to people from your downline, your fellow team members, or even your upline. So my recommendation for your Pulse downline report, okay? Once you export the report, open it up, okay? Once you've got it open, I want you to find the column that says sponsored by. You're looking for the column titled sponsored by. Go ahead and filter that by your name, remove anyone else, and you will now have only your personally sponsored preferred customers and consultants. Okay, so go ahead and sort that file. That's my recommendation. Unless you are, I'm encountering more and more team leads that want to be conscious of, you know, who their downline's working with, so they do want to bring in those names. If you want to, then you can disregard the tip, okay? Again, if any of this is starting to sound like sideways gibberish, not to worry. You can always reach out to me directly after tonight's call, and I'd be glad to help. Okay. So those are my tips for exporting from Pulse. Pardon me, I'm gonna grab a sip of water. I'm so sorry. Okay, so my next tip has to do with your Facebook export, okay? While this is gonna come in last, this is the next thing that I've got a tip about. So some of you may be thinking to yourself, Jay, I requested my Facebook archive days ago or hours ago and it never came in. Okay, so what's going on is Facebook is too going through some growing pains, okay? It happens to all of us. So what they're doing is they are adjusting the process that their users go through to pull their data. So you may have been included, you may not have been included. It's happening sort of in batches. Not everybody is having the issue. So you know that it affected you if you requested your data archive from Facebook more than a few hours ago. If it was the same day, but more than a few hours ago, then you are included, okay? What's going on is Facebook was supposed to send you an email with the file, okay? But that email is not coming through for some folks. So what you can do, I'm gonna actually show you guys on my Facebook here. What you can do is open up Facebook. Now in the upper right-hand corner, you're gonna have that little upside down arrow. Some of you may be thinking, I have no idea what she's talking about. It's okay, you haven't come to this portion yet, okay? For those of you who this does pertain to, if you've already requested your archive, it never came in, you're still waiting for it, head back to Facebook, go to your settings section. From here, at the very bottom of the list is that download a copy of my Facebook data. This time, because you've already clicked the button that says start my archive, this button will have transformed into the words download my archive. As soon as you click that, the download is gonna launch automatically. I know for some of you that may be frustrating, especially if you've been waiting for the file. Facebook is doing what they can. Okay, we've alerted them to the fact that they did not update their users. But for now, you know that you can immediately go get that data. Just head back to your Facebook settings and you can access it that way. If you're having any issues beyond what I just described, reach out to me directly. Okay, so that's my tip for bringing in your Facebook contacts. These videos here, basically instructions for exporting from Pulse, exporting your contacts from Facebook, and then ultimately importing those files into Teamzy, okay? So if we hit continue here, I'm gonna show you how quickly and easily you can actually import a file once you're ready into Teamzy. So because files come in all different formats, we do have to adhere to certain file formats. So here are the files that are accepted into Teamzy. A Facebook file, Pulse, or a CSV file. So comma, separated value. Again, if after you jump off the call, you're thinking, oh, darn, I didn't jot that down, or I don't remember what Jay said, or that sounded like Arabic, it's okay, all right? What you can do if you're ever unsure, just choose the file and Teamzy will tell you yay or nay, okay? So let's take a look at what that looks like. When we're ready to select a file that we want to bring into Teamzy, we'll hit choose file here. I'm going to go ahead and select my file for import. The system is going to immediately run that screen I mentioned, and it lets me know, okay, you are all set to proceed. This file can be uploaded. So you're looking for a green check mark at this point, or a red X. That's going to let you know there's something a little wrong with the Facebook file, with the file itself. It'll let you know if you need to reach out for assistance, or you can always just take it upon yourself to reach out. All right, so once the file is successfully uploaded, I can do a couple of things here before I move on, okay? I can click on or toggle advanced import options. This is gonna drop down for me a few options. So from here, I can quickly re-rank people on this, everybody on my file. If I know this is, a list of my rockstar customers or my rockstar consultants, I can go in here and say, make them a 5-star. Now we'll talk about what each ranking means in the next step. So you can choose to disregard the rank, just leave it where it is, and then you can come down to the tag portion. This is an area that I do recommend that you keep an eye on. So when you're bringing in lists from LinkedIn and then from Instagram, then one from Facebook in your back office, it's going to be important when you're looking at a list of 1,000 names or more to be able to sort of identify these folks, or how do I know this person? What is the origin of that relationship? So that you can stack the odds in your favor. The point of this tool is to help you be more effective and efficient in the time that you do have for your business. So you're gonna actually come in here and you can apply a tag to tell Teamzy, okay, this is a list of my Facebook friends. Or you know what, this is a list of recent event attendees in Los Angeles. Or the sky's the limit is the point. You can customize as many or as few tags as you see fit for your business. So I'll go ahead and apply the Facebook tag because these are just Facebook friends for now. They're all prospects, so I can hit continue. Teamzy is automatically gonna map that file. That means it puts the phone numbers with phone numbers, email addresses with email addresses, and so on, okay? If you have one of those elaborate spreadsheets that has lots of columns, you may come to this portion and Teamzy may ask for your help mapping some of those columns, just to make sure that it can capture as much of your data as possible. So we'll hit continue here because the system automatically mapped this file. And the system redirects me to the ranking portion. So yes, we talked about 3 main steps for setting up your Teamzy. But this is a vital portion, so that's why Teamzy didn't just drop you back on the dashboard. It's still holding your hand because it needs this information, okay? So this is where Teamzy is going to ask you to take a hard look at every single person that you work with, prospect, customer, or consultant. And you're going to rank them on a 1 through 5-star scale. You're gonna say, these are my 5-star prospects, my 5-star customers, my 5-star consultants, or these are people most likely to become customers or consultants. And this is going to tell Teamzy that you wanna connect with them every 30 days like clockwork. Without you having to scrub any lists, without you having to go and look for people, Teamzy is going to begin to monitor and filter out people and sort of serve them up to you when they need to be on your radar. Okay, so you're gonna go through and you're gonna assign a rank to your 5 stars and then your 4 stars. So this would be every 60-day contact, 3 stars every 90 day, 2 stars every 120 days, and your 1 stars will never show up for follow-up automatically, okay? So what I like to say at this point is that what you're gonna notice when you first bring everyone in is that everyone is given a 3-star ranking. So this sort of applies a safety net for you in Teamzy. So even if it takes you a little while to get through a list of 1,000 names and rank everyone, Teamzy is immediately gonna start giving you names to connect with because it knows that it's important for you to start with those connections and those follow-ups consistently. So everyone will come in at a 3-star. You'll be able to readjust and redefine as you move forward. If you need a little more information about how ranking is done, or if you just need a refresher, this little video will walk you through that. When we are ready to rank, we'll click rank at the bottom of the page. It's going to immediately redirect us to the easiest page to rank, okay? Because this is something you'll be doing often, I'm gonna show you how to get back here on your own, okay? Because you may be thinking to yourself, Jay, I decided to bring in all 4 lists from everywhere else. Now I wanna go in and rank 1,000 names, or whatever the case may be. So if that's the case, you can always get back to this rank area. Usually you'll be on your dashboard when you log into your Teamzy. So from here, on the left-hand side, click on Team. And then above the list of names, you're gonna click on Rank Mode. This is going to quickly display everyone's current active rank, and it will give you the opportunity to simply re-rank in real time. So I can go down this list and say, oh, you know what, Marlo's a 4-star, Rachel, you're a 2-star, Laura, you're good at 3. Some are gonna be easier than others, guys, okay? So my recommendation here is that you go through and you try and cherry pick your 4 and your 5 stars. Because everyone else has that safety net, that's gonna put you in a position to be able to hit the ground running, to start really maximizing on the power hour that we're gonna talk about next, okay? So once you've got your contacts imported, your next step would be to cherry pick your 4 and your 5 stars. If at any point you need a little reminder of what the breakdown is, who should be a 5-star, who should be a 4-star, above the list of names again, right to the right of the word all, you've got a little tiny question mark here. If you click on that, it's going to give you the breakdown of the ranking system, who goes into what category, and how often you can expect them to appear on your dashboard. Okay? So that's going to be your ranking breakdown. Like I mentioned, you're going to go through and simply cherry pick, or you can take it a name at a time. Okay? It's completely your choice at this point. Now, once you've gone through and you're ranking, you may come to a name that you're like, you know what, I don't need that person in my database, especially with all of the Facebook contacts, all the LinkedIn connections. Sometimes you have to do some cleaning up of people who wouldn't make any sense for you to contact for the business, or whatever the case may be. You can always click the person's, to the right of the person's name, you'll have a little tiny trash can. If you click the little icon, it'll give you your delete confirmation. You can select yes, and it will automatically delete the person, rearranging the list and bringing the next person up for you to rank, type, or delete if you need to. The same can be said as you're going through this process. You may come across a name that you need to add information to. For example, oh, you know what? Melanie sent me an email today, so now I have her email address. I can quickly click on Melanie's name here. This becomes her profile to the right. Okay, so I know this by her name being at the top. If I scroll down far enough, I'll see areas for information like first and last name, contact-based details, social media links, and then personal details. I can quickly click in a link, I can click in a field and update the information. You'll notice that when I click anywhere else on the screen, the system gives me an automatic save message or a success that I can move forward. It's added that information to their profile. So you can quickly and easily add info as you go along. Okay, you don't have to stop and create a full profile for each person. You can add it when you have it. Okay, so in addition to contact-based details, you've got the social media links, personal details, areas for birthdays, spouses' names, children's names, just things that help you serve people better. And then in addition to the details tab here, you've also got a notes section. So if we click on notes, this area allows you to make a notation about this customer, prospect, or consultant that will sort of act as a note to you from you. No one else will have access to this. It's just an additional area where you can jot down information. Okay, so that's going to be that notes field. And then last but not least, you have the activity field here. This activity feed is going to be your running history record as you start to connect with people in Teamzy of everything that you're doing. So any sales you've logged, any connections, any invites you've sent, all of that will be visible directly from the person's activity feed. Okay? So once you're through adding information, ranking, and things like that, I recommend that your next step is to click type mode above the list of names. Type mode will let you see really quickly at one glance where everyone stands, member type, customer, consultant, or prospect. So I can quickly say, oh, you know what, Claudia should be a customer, you're a consultant, consultant. Now again, some are going to be easier than others. When you're bringing in these lists from your Pulse back office, there may be some cleanup that needs to be done, again, for everything that, just for the reasons that we've already discussed, okay? So once you've gone through and you've established that you're pretty comfortable that everyone is in the appropriate category and rank, then you are now ready to hit the ground running. You're ready to lean into the system as a power hour tool, okay? To do that, we're gonna head over to our dashboard section. Your dashboard is going to act as your virtual accountability partner, okay? So even if you don't have a success partner, a sideline sister, sideline brother, whatever the case may be, we've built one in for you. So what you can do here is actually lean on Teamzy to give you your daily progress. So you can see at one glance, I've got 6 prospects to connect with, 4 customers, and 3 consultants. So that's how you read your dashboard every day. You'll log in, and based on that income goal that you set for yourself for 12 months, it's telling you, okay, today you need to connect with 6 prospects, 4 customers, and 3 consultants. Now, as I begin to connect with these groups, my progress will actually fill in. So I'll be able to see at one glance how close or how far I am from meeting my goals every day. Okay, so that's going to be prospects, customers, consultants. You've also got visible your invite goal and your daily additions goal. If you're looking at your dashboard now, it's been a couple of weeks since you set up or something, and you're thinking to yourself, I think I can do a little more than that every day. Or, you know what, I want to readjust my income goal. You can always do that, like I said. In the upper right-hand corner of this immediate white today's activities box, you can click Edit Daily Goals. This is going to redirect you right back to the setup wizard, and it'll just let you set up your income goal or manually override these goal options, okay? All right, so let's say that I have 6 prospects to connect with. What I would do is I'm going to scroll down my page to what's known as my Who's Up Next section. Now this has to be the real beauty of Teamzy, okay? This is gonna be that area that Teamzy provides for you a list of who you need to connect with and when, without you having to actually stop what you're doing to scrub lists and figure out where you left off, okay? Because what Teamzy is doing in this area is it's arranging for you a list of prospects, and then a list of your customers, and then a list of your consultants. These lists, however, are being arranged by the priority that you set for everyone in your database. That's why that's such a vital process in the whole scheme of Teamzy, okay? So you wanna take that time and decide who are your 4 and your 5 stars, because those individuals are gonna come up in the greatest frequency right here in your Who's Up Next section. So how do I work my Who's Up Next section? Eric Johnson, it looks like he's the next prospect coming up for follow-up. Eric is coming up because he's a 5-star. I can see his rank here. And I also know that Eric is coming up on this list because I have not connected with him in the last 30 days because he is a 5-star. If you need that reminder of, how often do 2 stars come up versus 3 stars, you've got that same helpful hint here right behind that little question mark, and it gives you that little breakdown again. Okay, so Eric comes up for follow-up. Well, I have a few options from here. Once I clicked on his name, his connect section opens up or unfolds to the right. That's this little area here. So what I can do from here is I can go ahead and jot down the nature of our conversation, okay, whatever it may be. Or if you're in a position, like many consultants where you bring in a list of 1,000, 1,500 names, you may need a little bit of a refresher of, how do I even know this person? Well, what you can do right from the dashboard without having to go and pull up your spreadsheet or chase them down in Facebook is you can go ahead and click on the activity feed so that right from the dashboard, I can see, have I logged any activity for Eric until today? Does it look like it? I can click on his details tab and I can see, great, I've got an email address, social media links, a phone number, and oh, that's right, Eric and I are Facebook friends. So that's how these tags really come into play, okay? They're really gonna be beneficial for you only if you use them. You must create the tags so that they can be either queried or so that you can view from the dashboard, okay, this person is tagged as Facebook, so I'll connect with him through Facebook. So Let's say I've decided to send Eric a Facebook message, but I don't really know what I want to say. We haven't connected before. So I could sit here and agonize over what to say, because let's be honest, that is like the second biggest time suck, okay? It just eats up all of our valuable time because you sit around trying to personalize each message for lukewarm prospects, and then your really great customers and your really great prospects and your really great consultants. But in this, you're spreading yourself really thin, and it's hard to reproduce that every single day. So what I can do here is I can actually lean into my system. So Teamzy has scripts and dialogues built right in for you. In the upper right-hand corner of each connect area, you've got the little script button. I can click on script and actually decide how I want to connect with this person through Facebook, send them an email, a text message, and we've created different scripts that'll be tailored for that medium, okay? So I'll click on Facebook when I'm ready, and lo and behold, it arranges for me connect 1, connect 2, connect 3. I've got follow-ups all the way up to follow-up number 10, okay? So no matter where I am in the process with someone, if I'm struggling with what to say, or if I don't necessarily have something pertinent or specific that I need to check in with them about, sometimes you just need a way to start the conversation, to open the door. So that's what these are. One-liners, they're not meant to be novels, okay? But truthfully, you never know how far those ripples go. Sometimes you're planting the seed with someone that will take form down the road, okay? Or sometimes you've got to plant 2 or 3 seeds, okay? So here is your opportunity to lean into your system and utilize one of those features that's going to help you really get that power hour humming along. So if it's the first connection, what I could do is click copy script. This is your quick copy option. It's right here at the bottom of that little dialog box. I can click copy script. It automatically highlights and copies for me. I'm going to close this window and I'm going to just go ahead and drop it right in here. Now, this is my process. I update the person's name. I personalize it a little bit, you know, hey girl, or how's the move, or something that just, you know, brings it full circle for them or makes it personal. Or I just copy and paste the message as it is. Facebook messages, text messages do need to be sent through Facebook or through your text message app. It does not go directly through Teamzy, okay? So my process, I paste it in here, update the name, personalize it if I'm going to. I do another highlight and copy. I keep my Facebook tab open side by side. I come down here, I find the person that I'm working with, and I will send him a quick message. Now, back in my Teamzy, I'm gonna tell Teamzy how I sent that message by Facebook. So now moving forward, anytime I check Eric's history, I'll be able to see exactly the message that I sent him and how I sent it to him. I can also indicate here if that was an invite. Am I calling him to action on anything? This is an invite to an event, a three-way call, a solution tool, anything like that, okay? Now, once I'm satisfied, I've added all of the information I need to. You can make these little messages as descriptive as you need them to be. So if you discuss something specific on your call and you want to actually jot that down, you can do that. This, again, is a note section to you, from you. So I can go ahead and indicate that it was a Facebook message, and when I'm ready, I will log connect. This immediately sends a message to the dashboard, removing Eric from my prospect list for today, tracking that I have connected with one of my prospects for the day, and it has removed one of my prospect connections. So now I've only got 5 of the 6 left. As I'm connecting, every time I hit log connect, this automatically updates my dashboard, so I'm always conscious of my progress. What I would do is basically just keep moving. There are days where you may send the same script to 3, 4, 5 people. It's okay, because again, those are conversation starters. This is going to put you in a position to have to pick up the ball and start that conversation, continue that conversation, okay? So the scripts and dialogues allow you to connect with more people, okay? But you will be responsible for continuing those connections and building out the conversation as it sort of takes form. Okay, so let's say I'm ready to connect with the next prospect. I would basically just stay right here on my dashboard. I don't need to go anywhere else if I don't want to. I can quickly click Marlowe's activity. Have I connected with Marlowe at all? Does it look like it? I've got details. That's great. Marlowe's a Facebook friend of mine. So let's say that Marlowe and I chat about upcoming event, okay? Again, you can make these as detailed or not, it's your preference. So let's say that we chat about upcoming event, we talk by Facebook Messenger, but you know what, I'm actually inviting him to join me for the event. So I'm going to indicate that here by check marking the invite box. And then I'm gonna select the drop-down type to actually specify even further that I'm inviting him to an event. These are really great because Teamzy is gonna let you pull reports. So if you need to see how many invites did I send out for events, or how many invites did I send out that were solution tools or anything like that, you're gonna be able to pull that report, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Okay, so let's say that we chat about upcoming event and I indicate that it's a Facebook message, that it's an invite, but you know what, Marlo needs to run right now. I really wanna follow up with him tomorrow with all of the details. I wanna let him know how excited I am that he's gonna join us. But Marlo is a 4-star in Teamzy. So if I hit log connect right now, he's not coming up for 60 days. But I wanna follow up with Marlo tomorrow. Don't reach for your calendar app. Do not grab for your Post-its, okay? You can manage those follow-ups directly in Teamzy. So to do so, what you're gonna do is actually in the upper right-hand corner, right where you're making the little notes about your conversation, you have the option to click the little drop down where it says default and tell Teamzy when to bring that person back up for you. So let's say I want to connect with Marlo tomorrow. I can go ahead and indicate tomorrow. I can log that connect. It's going to remove Marlo from my list. Mind you, there's always 5 viable names. Teamzy's always running that filter on the back end so you don't have to scrub anything down yourself. So we just logged a connect for Marlo. The system has been updated. I've now connected with 2 prospects, and then lo and behold, my invite was tracked all in real time so that I don't have to go in and track those activities separately or go to a different screen. All of it's being done in one fell swoop, okay? So, but I also set a follow-up. Jay, it's really important that I be confident and know my system. I need to know where my follow-ups are so nobody falls through the cracks. Awesome, okay? To check on your follow-ups, you also have, in addition to your who's up next for prospects, customers, and consultants, Teamzy is always creating for you a follow-ups list. This list is going to arrange any custom follow-up that you set in the system. So if you tell Teamzy, okay, I understand that he has a default follow-up, but I want to talk to him in 3 weeks, in 2 weeks, in 2 days, you have the option to do so. That list will begin to accumulate on your dashboard. It's going to give you 5 follow-ups at a time. Your follow-ups are going to be listed by urgency or past due versus due today, that kind of thing. They'll be color-coded. So if you have follow-ups that are due today, Teamzy is actually going to pop a little notification here with the number of follow-ups that you have pending. So if you're time blocking for the day, you can log in and say, okay, I've got 4 prospects, 4 customers, 3 consultants, and 1 follow-up. So that you can literally know what you need to do for your business without feeling guilty when you step away to get to the other things in your life, okay? So that's gonna be how you set follow-ups directly from the dashboard. Now, I connected with Eric earlier, but you know what? Eric is a 5-star, he's not gonna come up again for 30 days, but I'd like to invite Eric to the event. So I can search for Eric. At the top of my page, any given page, you're gonna have your search for contact. You can search for by first or last name. It's gonna bring up that contact's overall profile. Now from here, I can go ahead and I can log another connect. I could click the blue button and tell Teamzy that we had another conversation. Or in this case, I could come down to the follow-up line for Eric, and I can tell Teamzy, you know what, the default isn't gonna work. I wanna follow up with Eric in 2 days. That immediately updates his follow-up date. It automatically saves. I can move on to my next task. Again, you can always confirm your follow-ups by clicking the follow-up section, and you'll notice that it added Eric there as well, still with the color-coded urgency. If you're thinking to yourself, Jay, I have way more than 5 follow-ups, how do I see all of them? You can head over to your team page. From here, along the left-hand side, you're gonna have additional filters so that you can kind of view your list in different ways. You can see your prospects, your customers, your consultants, or you can come down further and you can see all of your upcoming follow-ups. This will arrange for you follow-ups with the date available, or you can view by rank mode or type mode like we did earlier. Okay, as you're going through and you're connecting with people and you're logging follow-ups, again, know that you can customize your follow-ups straight from the dashboard, or you can always pull up a person individually and then reset their follow-up in real time. For some of you that are transitioning from a paper and pen system, or that really pretty Excel spreadsheet that might have a column that says next follow-up, as you're going through setup, just be conscious of that, okay? When you come to Becky on the list, check your Excel spreadsheet. If you have a pending follow-up, come in here and set it for that pending date. You can go out and say, you know what, it's June 21st. Go to my dashboard, select follow-ups, and there she is, added for follow-up based on urgency and priority to me. So this is gonna be how you get through and really get your power hour cranking, how you're gonna set and customize your follow-ups right in the system. Now there are some more features that I definitely wanna jump back in and show you guys, but this is the perfect place to kind of open up the floor to questions. So thank you for sticking with me. I do see a couple questions in there now. I'm gonna share my contact information for anyone that needs to jump off the call. I completely understand. Feel free to reach out to me directly if you do have questions. Otherwise, stick with me, okay? I'm gonna jump back in and share with you a few more. Alrighty then, let's see here. Okay, so you should be seeing my help information now. Feel free to reach out to me directly if you need help along the way. Okay, so feel free to get a screenshot of that, and I will put it back up at the end of the call, okay? So I'm gonna stop that share and put my dashboard back up. Okay. So you should be looking at my dashboard again. We've got one question here. Very awesome name, Salisa. I hope I'm saying that right. It's beautiful. Okay, so how do I import my contacts from my Mac contact book? I get this often, okay? As a Mac user, I know that can be sort of challenging, but honestly, it's gonna be super simple. So guys, I'm actually gonna take her through it really quickly. So I am going to stop my share again. I'm gonna start it really quickly. Okay, so you should be able to see my entire screen now. So what I'm gonna do, so for you as a Mac user, you're gonna open up your Mac address book. Usually looks like this. It's your contacts folder. Once I open, I've got, you know, every single contact in here. Basically what you're gonna do is click the first name on the list, scroll all the way to the bottom until you get to the bottom of your list of contacts. You're gonna see the total number of cards, as it's called in the Mac world. And then I want you to hold your shift key, shift. Hold the shift key down and then click the last name. You have now highlighted every single name, and then you're just gonna right click in the blue space and it's gonna give you your export option. From there, you've got your file. If you need help converting that into the comma, separated value, or CSV, reach out to me directly. Okay, so that's gonna be how you're exporting your Mac contacts. Feel free, guys, to jump in the question and answer if you do have additional questions. I'm going to share with you a few more of my favorite features. Alrighty, so in Teamzy, as you're moving along, you're getting that power hour going. I know you're going to be doing, kind of living these busy lives where it doesn't always allow you to sit down in front of your desktop, go in the office, you know, get down to it and really time block. For me, in the beginning, my power hour would sort of manifest itself in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So it's important for you to maximize on that time when you do have it. So in those cases, I want you to utilize our mobile site, okay? So you can, in fact, access Teamzy on the go. So it's not going to be an app, so you're not gonna go to your app store. You're actually just gonna open up your browser on your cell phone, so Safari if you're an iPhone user, or Chrome if you're an Android user. And then you're just gonna put in what you see on my screen now, okay? app.teamzy.com. The word app.teamzy.com. So exactly what's in my URL bar right now, go ahead and type that into your Safari or your Chrome. Once you've done that, go ahead and log into Teamzy, save your login. And then what I did is I actually save it, and I do recommend, I'm not sure if that glare is gonna work out, but this is actually my Teamzy app here. So if I tap on that with my 4G desert Wi-Fi, it's gonna take a minute, give it a second. But so what that does is it goes ahead and it loads for you exactly the dashboard that you're used to seeing on your desktop. So you can go in and click on the name that you need to connect with and actually log that connect in real time. So it's gonna make it really easy to keep up to date when you're meeting new people, adding new individuals to your database. You can do that on the go, okay? So go ahead and get the mobile site if you haven't already done so. Now, another tip for really getting the most out of Teamzy. I mentioned that Facebook, text messages, those need to be sent through the third parties, but email. Now, if you are a Gmail subscriber, okay, you can actually link your Gmail to Teamzy, and it's going to let you know that you can actually send emails direct. So you can go in and I can say, you know what, I want to select type, send email. This is gonna let me go through the actual connection process. So if you haven't done the connection yet, it'll kind of walk you through it. It's basically just gonna make sure that you're logged into that Gmail before, and then it's gonna do the active link, okay? From there, moving forward, you'll now have the option to send emails directly. Now, what's cool about sending emails through Teamzy is you are actually going to be able to create your own emails. So if you've got email templates for invites, solution tool emails, just product emails in general, you can actually save those on file and reuse them moving forward. But what's great is because you're sending an individual email, you're gonna be able to leverage already having a template, popping the name in there, and then sending off what looks like a personal message to your recipient, okay? So go ahead and check out that mobile, the mobile site and your Gmail link to send emails directly. All right, so as you're going through and you are sending emails using the script module, you may have your own scripts, dialogues, and the emails, like I mentioned a moment ago, that are tried and true for you, that you really love. You can bring those into Teamzy and save them for reuse. So if you have a script you want to reuse, click the script button in the upper right-hand corner. Instead of clicking on the type of script, you can actually click New Script. It's going to give you the option to create a title. You can go ahead and tag it so that you know where to find it. Okay, I want to find this as an email script, or I want to find it as an Instagram script, whatever your choice is. And then you can literally copy and paste it if you've got it in Word, or you can type it in there. And then, like I said, it'll be saved for reuse. So feel free to bring in your own scripts, emails, and you can utilize the email feature and the script feature moving forward. So those are going to be some additional features that I think are really going to help you get the most out of those power hours in Teamzy. Now, as you're going through, you're going to sell folks something. You're going to convert individuals from prospects to customers, from customers to consultants. Yeah. So you're going to want to track that progress as well. Let's say that Melanie and I have a conversation. We discuss Lash Boost, and let's say she decides to act on the product and she purchases it. So what I can do is I can either click on Melanie's name, like you saw me do from the dashboard, or I can always search her name at the top of the screen. From here, I've got the blue connect option, but then I've also got a choice to go ahead and monitor or log her sale. So I can click on sale, and it gives me the sale type dropdown. These are very, very basic types right now. We're always looking to customize these further. So keep an eye out, because that's something that's actually on the docket for our development team right now. Okay, so for now, you would indicate whether it's an enrollment kit, regimen, or other sale. You can always do other sale for anything that's outside of regimen or enrollment kit. So let's say it was a regimen. I can hit save here, and that automatically gets added to her activity feed along with any other connections, along with any invites, so that I always know where I am with that person. So that's going to be how you log your sales. Now, as you're actually selling products, you're going to be making income. So it's going to be important that you track that income. To do so, your business tab on the left-hand side is going to give you access to your full business statistics. So we started all of this by setting an income goal. It's important that you track your income that you begin to earn so that you know how close or how far you are to meeting that overall goal. So here's how you read the business statistics. I've got a goal of $100,000 for the year. Looks like I've tracked about $9,900 toward that goal. So this is going to fill in like progress, just like my dashboard does. So what I can do from here is click the little plus symbol, or I can hit add income in the upper right-hand corner, both of which are going to give me access to an itemized income report that will allow me to enter income by date range. So if you wanted to do this quarterly or monthly, weekly, every time you get an earnings statement, it's your choice, okay? So you would just come in here, pop the actual commission amount in, date range, and then add income. You can backdate your income report. So this is a great tool if you needed to pull this, if you're, as a team, if you're headed for a goal or something and you need an accountability tool, this is great. So that's going to be your income report. In addition to your income, the system is monitoring your total number of customers and your total number of personally sponsored consultants. Further down, we've got your growth report, your activities report, and then we've got a ratios report. So we've got connects to sale, sales to consultant, and then all-time connects. And if you come down far enough on that list, you're actually going to have access to an itemized activity report. So this is going to let you filter out so that I can see, you know what, I want to see just my invites for solution tools. So I can come in here and filter my view, and then I can hit export. So for my paper and pen guys and gals, you will have the option to sort of taper away slowly. You can pull a physical page if you need to, or if you need to go over reports with your team or anything like that, know that everybody has that option in their Teamzy. So that is going to be your Teamzy in a nutshell, folks. Please feel free to jump into the question and answer section if you have any additional questions. I'd love to chat with you some more. I'm going to go ahead and put up my contact info. One last time, like I said, I will stick around, so feel free to ask any questions that you have. I appreciate you being here tonight. Alrighty then, guys, that's it for me. I appreciate you being here tonight, and if you ever need any help, you know how to find me. Bye for now.